Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this week's What's New video. We've had a fair amount of new stock arrive and I'm going to run you through some of the new items. This week we've had a couple of different things, new products that we've never had before come in. So I'll run you through all those, but we'll get started first on the reels. And we've had some pretty cool new Daiwa reels rock up. So I'll just get this camera set up and I'll give you a bit of a look. So first off, I'm going to show you the all new Daiwa Tierra HD IC. Now this reel is based off the Saltiga IC300, very similar style of reel, designed for slow pitch jigging with lighter line, PE2, PE2.5, these types of reels are ideal. Whereas the IC300 is a round body, this is a low profile body, so it's even smaller again, and in a 200 size. Has a nice big slow pitch, comfortable handle, great for jigging. We have the star drag on the side, and you'll see on the front of the reel, it's got a little line counter. So as you let line out, you can see on the screen there that it counts the line, and as you engage the reel and wind it back up, tells you exactly how much line you're winding in and how much line you actually have out. So it's a pretty cool little reel, great for fishing that light line. PE 2.5 is pretty much ideal on this thing. And the cool thing is it's super comfortable, really nice, fits nice into your hand. The reel actually has 10 kilos of drag as well, so you know it's got a fair amount of stopping power for such a small little overhead reel. Really easy to use as far as engaging it. You've got the thumb bar there that engages the reel for free spool, so you can drop your jig or your vibe or whatever you're using down, and you just auto engage the reel by winding the handle. As simple as that. That's a new one that's come out. These are available in a 200 and a 300 size. We currently have the 200s. The 300s will be coming in very soon. But if you're looking for a slow pitch jigging reel, you know, for that slightly lighter stuff, then the IC Tierra HD is definitely one to check out. Available in the two sizes, but available now at tacklewest.com.au. The next reels from Daiwa that we're going to look at is the all new 23 Aird. Now Aird's been around for a fair number of years and they've gone through a few different models now, and they're up to their 23 version. And these are a really good entry level spinning reel. They're available from a 2000 all the way up to a 6,000 size. They're great for guys that are estuary fishing, light beach fishing, light boat fishing. They're just a really good all-round entry-level fishing reel that has great value for money. Quite a few different models there in the range to kind of cover a lot of that light tackle fishing. These reels come in at $119 all the way up to $139 for the largest 6,000, but ultra smooth. They have aluminium spools, aluminium handles. They've got a metal body, so nice and tough. The 6,000 size is a real good one for guys that are fishing with like PE 2.5, PE3 out of the boat for like snapper fishing. They're really good for guys fishing for tailor and things off the beach. The 6,000's always been a real popular one for us. Comes with a nice big EVA handle, and even the small ones as well. They all come with a nice small little EVA handle. But the new Airds, guys, they have the air drive system as well from Daiwa. A really good value for money spinning reel at a cheaper price point. If you're looking to get into fishing, then you know you really can't go wrong with an Aird. But they're all available now, guys. The 23 Aird from Daiwa, all of them are now at Tackle West and tacklewest.com.au. Right, so moving on to lures now, and it just seems like every single week we continually get more and more lures in, and it's great. I love going through them all. But this week we're going to look at something that's been very popular, which you would have seen before, and we've plugged them a fair bit, and we plug them because they work, and that's the Outback Brimmer baits, the Muss. So you would have seen these, they come in a light and a heavy size, and they're very popular, probably one of the most popular brim lures at the moment. But we've just received the all new upgrader, the bigger brother to the Muscle. So this one here is 8 grams, I believe, and this one here is for the big boys. This one's I think it's might be 40 something mil. And we have the smaller version here. I'm going to double check the exact size of it, but you can see it's a significantly bigger mussel. And this thing here, it's made for fishing in heavy current, deep structure, and when you really want to upgrade and get those larger size fish. It's great for tournament fishing when you already have a bag of 4 fish, but you need to get those kicker fish in the bag. Then that's when you're going to switch to this larger size mussel. And just so you can see there, significantly bigger than just the standard size. So you will need slightly heavier gear to be throwing this one, because it is 8 grams. So you're probably going to be wanting to fish this on one of your heavier rods. But they come pre-rigged with decoy YS trebles. Now these trebles are very heavy duty, very sticky. Probably one of the most popular brim fishing trebles going on the market. I'll give you a bit of a look at the top view of it compared to the smaller model. Oh, if I can't stop getting stuck with the trebles. But you can see there, they're quite a fat mussel profile. Really easy to work, really easy to vibe. And these are currently available in 3 different colors. So the one we're looking at right now is a green fleck mussel. And there's also another 2 colors there to choose from, but really limited stock on these guys. So if you do want them, either pop in store ASAP or get your orders in online, because these things here, they're going to sell out pretty much straight away, just like the other ones do. But Outback Brimmer Baits Mussel, the upgrader, available now. Next up, I've got another one for all you brim guys. Really like the look of these. It's something new again, and this is from Jackall this time. So we've been increasing our range of Jackall lures over the past couple of months, and they have some really top quality lures, and the finish on them is really, you pick some of these lures up and you'll see them for yourself just how good the finish is. It's really top notch. If I can get that camera to zoom. So this new model here is called an Abbey 38 minnow. It's a slow floating 38 millimeter shallow diving minnow. It's going to be really good for fishing when the fish are shut down, because it is a small lure, but it actually does cast quite well. It has a little moving weight in the lure, get that ball to move. So it's going to be very hard for you to see, but that little ball here is a magnetic ball, and that there, when you cast, will flick to the back of the lure. I don't know if you can hear it, but it will actually flick to the back of the lure, help the lure cast a lot further, and then it comes back magnetically to the little plate in there and holds when you're actually winding the lure or when it hits the water. But these are available in 5 different colors. This one here is kind of like a squid finish. Very nice speckles on the back. We have an all white lure, which is something different. That would be quite good for using at night. It's got like a matte, ghosty matte finish to it. And I think this one here is probably my favorite out of the 5 colors. And it's like a pink back of the lure with like a brown tinge to the head. But I really like that color. I think if I'm going to pick any of these, that's going to be the color that I'm going to pick. It's a real nice color, that one, and I think it's going to stand out in the water quite well. We have looks almost like a watermelon type color with like a reddy gold speckle through it. That one there, real nice natural color. I think that's probably going to be the most popular for most of the brim guys. And lastly, just another really good clear water type of color. So when the water's really crystal clear, this one here will be a nice bait fish kind of color. Just natural. Use that in crystal clear water. That's the all new Jackall Abbey minnow. Just another one to add to our collection of ever-growing brim lures, and something new to try, guys. So you can check them out online. We've got them at both of our stores. But if you want to try something new and you want, a finesse type lure, then check those out. Up next, we've got something that we've never carried before, but we've been getting a fair amount of ask for, and we've tracked some down and got them in for you guys. So It's pretty much just a rod tip light, and this is really good for all the surf fishermen, for the rock fishermen, fishing at night, for, you know, big snapper, tailor, mulloway, any of that kind of stuff. And it pretty much just replaces having to continually buy the little chemical lights. And, you know, when you use chemical lights, half the time they work, half the time they don't really last that long, they don't really glow that bright. So little alternative to that is a little rod tip light. And we also sell additional lithium batteries for them. These batteries are actually better than the ones that come standard and in the light. They last a little bit longer, and they're actually slightly larger batteries. So these things work really simply by just clipping onto the top of your rod. And they've got a little EVA, I don't know how well you can see this, but they've got a little EVA foam in there. So for your larger rods or thicker rods, you can actually take that foam out and it will fit a multitude of different rods. But it's as simple as just clipping that onto your rod tip, just like that, and that will set on the top of your rod like that, and it's gonna glow away. Now, real simple to use. All you do is unscrew the tip there, and oh, there's no battery in this one. Oh yes, there is. We have the little battery here. It's got the little wire on the end of it. Turn that upside down. Oh, look at that, glows. Insert that and then just screw it back on. So you can actually keep the battery in there, not using it for when you're obviously not using the rod, and then plug the battery into the light, screw it back on for when you are using the rod, and you'll get hours, you'll get all night out of one of those batteries. They last a fair while, and it's really bright. Like, it's obviously we're not in the dark at the moment, so it's a little bit hard to see, but this thing glows like mad, a lot brighter than your traditional chemical light, and just really nice and simple to use. So the rod tip glow lights, they're in stock now, guys, along with the spare batteries. For all you surf fishermen, get onto them, give them a shot. They're nice and cheap, and it works out a lot cheaper in the long run buying and reusing these than it does continually buying chemical lights. Another new item that's like totally different for us that we haven't had before, and it's just a really handy tool to have in your tackle box. Really good for guys fishing out of a boat offshore or even off the beach. And it's just these little Ark Lighters. Now, these things are really good because, for finishing knots, I always like to ball the end of my FG knot so that it goes through the guides a lot easier when you're casting and retrieving. And when you use lighters, the lighter always either blows out or it's not that good to use on a boat. This thing here, it's a little Ark Lighter, and it's ideal for using in the boat because it doesn't get blown out. They're rechargeable, so you can plug it into the USB on the boat, USB at home, recharge it, but they finish your knot off really well. So we've got these in stock. They've got like a little waterproof, windproof case, and just real handy, but I want to show you how well they work. So like here's an FG knot, for example, and it's as simple as just, this is going to be hard to do, but it's as simple as just pressing that. You put the knot into it and look at it ball the end just perfectly. All right, can we see that? Really nice and easy to use, works great, and it's just handy to keep in your box. You can use it for cutting braid. Look at that, boom, cut your braid, boom. And you can also use it for cutting mono as well, but I really like to use it for finishing the knot. So you get that real nice balled end on the end of it, on the end of your mono there. But just a really handy tool to have and keep in your box. So they come with a USB charger, they come with a little lanyard. They're cheap, they're not expensive, and it's just a really handy tool for all you offshore boat fishing guys for finishing off your knots. But they're in stock now, guys, so you can order them at tacklewest.com.au. So moving on to something totally different again to what we normally stock, we have a new product from Vexed, which has been, I think it's going to be quite good for a lot of you surf fishing guys. It's just a handy little bait box or a little cooler. Now, these are actually handmade in South Africa, so they're premium quality. We have them in two different styles. So we have a fiberglass version, and then we have one that's almost like an unfinished fiberglass version. This is pretty much like the insides of a cooler. So this is a lightweight version without the fiberglass. And we also have a little, I guess what you would call like a hip waist bait box. So this is a fiberglass one as well, but all handmade in South Africa. These are really top quality and great for keeping your bait, or even keeping your drinks and stuff, whatever you want to use in them. You know, they're a cooler at the end of the day, but they are designed for surf and bait fishing applications. And the cool thing about them is they pretty much have a cutting board on top. So this is a, like a clear acrylic, and it comes off, slides off just like that. It's got a foam insert, but this is designed for rigging, so you can cut your baits on it, you can rig your baits on it, rig your whatever you want to rig on it, and then you have the little insulated cooler box. Now, the ones that are unfinished like this, the lightweight version, they are extremely light. They're not heavy at all, and they come in 4 different sizes. So we have a 8 litre, a 12 litre, 20 litre, and a 18 litre one. Said that the wrong way around, but there's 4 different sizes in those, and you can see, like I said, they're all handmade, so they're actually pretty bloody good quality. You can see the finish on them is really quite good. They have a nice lightweight handle, little aluminium handle there with the EVA foam. You simply peel the lid off, put it back on, and then we have a number of sizes. Well, there's actually 8 sizes if you include the waist one in the fiberglass versions, and it's the same thing. It's just got the fiberglass finishing on the outside. Again, really nicely finished. These are a little bit heavier than the lightweight ones, but they're not heavy at all. They hold ice and they hold your baits cold for a long time. They're quite well insulated. And again, great for carrying down the beach or even carrying in the boat. You can use a smaller, maybe an 8 litre or a 4 litre one for your boat fishing, and you'll hold a heap of bait in there. And it's just something new from Vexed, South African quality, and I think they're going to be quite popular. They're not cheap, but they're not over the top expensive either. So that's a new item from Vexed, the lightweight cooler and the Fisherman cooler. We have every single size in stock at both of our stores, and you can also order them online at tacklewest.com.au. But another new product and something different that we've never had before. So check them out, guys. That's right. So this week's probably not as exciting as some of the other weeks with all the fancy lures and stuff, but it's just general fishing gear that's popular, that's kind of come back into stock, or new gear like those coolers. But one thing that we've been waiting for a fair while to come back into stock, and now's the perfect time of the year, is just good quality sinkers. So I'll give you a look at these. We've had 3 styles of sinkers come back into stock. So we have the Weed Eater style sinker. Now this is really good for surf fishing. I actually like these opposed to the wire sinkers because they, well, it's plastic, okay? So they don't, the plastic doesn't break off, and once you hook the sand, you can easily, or hook into some reef, you can easily kind of pull on the sinker and the plastic will release. But we've got the Weed Eater sinkers all sizes back in stock. So there's a 3 ounce, 4 ounce, 5 ounce, 6 ounce, and an 8 ounce. So it covers pretty much all beach fishing. We also have all of the Grem wire sinkers back in stock as well. So these are the wire version, and these simply, they really do hold into the sand or into the reef, and when you want to kind of get them out of the sand, you really got to yank on the rod and they'll release and they'll actually come off like that. So they're all back in stock. They're in a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and an 8-ounce size, so they go up to quite a large size like that. And we also have the long booms available as well. So this is just another longer grapnel style sinker with the long boom on it. And these are available in 4 sizes. They have the little hook on the top there as well for hooking your baits to it, but they're all in stock now as well. Lastly for this week, we have something new from Vexed. Well, it's actually it's not really new, it's just an addition to the range, and it's the little Vexed whipping thread tubes. So you would have seen these before. This material, it's kind of like a bait thread, but it's a latex bait thread, and it's available in 4 different breaking strengths. So we have a fillet thread, we have a bottom meat thread, we have a squid thread, and we also have a thin pilly thread. But they used to come in these, well, they still do come in these, but the standard 500 meter rolls, and they're a little bit of a pain in the neck to kind of whip around the baits and keep in your pocket. So now Vexed has brought out a 250 meter version in a little floating tube. So this is real super easy to use. The great thing about it is it floats as well, so if you drop it over the side, you know it's not going to sink. It's got a little bottle top on the top, so you just open that up, whip your bait around, or whip the thread around your bait, close it back off and break it off. But that's a really handy new thing from Vexed. And 2 other things that they've brought out to go in addition with their bait thread is just little holders. So for the standard 500 meter roll, we now have this aluminium holder. Again, makes it super easy. There's a hole in the middle of the thread, so you can just whip that around your baits a lot easier. And they also have this little nylon, well, it's just a holder, I'll pull it off here, which you can attach to your tackle box, you can attach it to your esky, you can attach it to your bait board on your boat, and that just holds the bait thread there, so it's nice and easy to access. But that's new from Vexed, guys, and that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week. So I'll link everything in the description below, and you can order it all online, or you can come in store. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.